Well, this week we managed to get quite a lot done. We got out on an adventure, we got a lot of work done, a lot of different jobs, and we managed to avert a disaster. So stay tuned, and I hope you enjoy. Well, that didn't go according to plan. I'm just over at the boat here getting a few bits and pieces on because we're going to head away for a day or so. And I brought the tiller bar over with all the new parts on it. It was on the dinghy while I was getting everything else. And a boat came over at about 30 knots in this area where it's 5 knots and no wake zone, and knocked the tiller bar over. So the tiller bar is now sitting about 10 metres below me in the seabed. I'm not going to be able to get it just now. I mean, it's full moon, the water's still freezing, I don't have a wetsuit on me, so I'm going to have to MacGyver something together just now. Aye, these things happen, eh? People just don't adhere to rules. I mean, we're in a tight mooring here, and the boat that came through wasn't even part of the mooring. It was just a pleasure boat from somewhere else. It came in there flying about 30 knots, 150 horsepower engine on the back of it. Aye. The wake was so bad that it threw the dinghy up in the air and threw the tiller bar out the dinghy. So aye. Anyway, let's crack on. Well, wish me luck. I've got a hook on the end of that, and aye, I'm going fishing for a tiller bar. So as I said, wish me luck, I think I'm going to need it. Well, unfortunately that never worked. I've had to phone Sally and ask her to bring the wetsuit and the flippers and things, just to try and get down to it. It's because we're at a full moon just now and a high tide. It's sitting about 15 to 18 metres down, so I can't reach it. So I'm going to have to go down and get it myself. Well, such is life. Now, I tried for ages to fish that tiller bar out with no success, but we need to get out to the beach and get this done now, because this is the only decent weather window in a wee while. So I've kind of jerry-rigged this. Certainly not a long-term solution, but aye, it turns the tiller bars just now. It turns them the way they should. Looks ugly as sin, but aye, it'll work for now. And then when I come back, I'm going to have to dive on the area that the tiller bar fell and go and retrieve it. So aye, that'll do us for now. We wanted to do something a wee bit different today. Since we started this channel, life's been moving at a pretty rapid pace. You know, it seems like as soon as we're finished one project, we're kind of diving straight into the next one.
It's been a roller coaster of refitting, going on adventures, editing videos, and the channel's growth has been more than we could possibly have imagined.
Now, we're looking up and down a wee bit because we've got this wrote down, because we don't want to get it wrong. It's important to us that we get it right. So we wanted to take a moment to pause and recognise the people that have been the backbone of this journey for us.
This is John Andrews. John has been a supporter since the very beginning.
John was with us right back at the start when we only had 200 or 300 subscribers.
Beyond his support on Patreon, he's been a constant source of help and advice, offering encouragement when we were doubting ourselves. We truly appreciate the support and insight you've given us, John.
You're a huge part of why we're still moving forward. We really appreciate you, John. Thank you. Thank you for being a part of our journey. Now I've got it roughly in place here. Obviously this is needing taking off and the windows needing taking off behind it and things. So, aye, it should fit fine. So hopefully we'll get that epoxied in today. And then we can keep on working on it as we go. Now, I'm just going to start on this window and things. It's just wee screws that's in it. Now, I've got it just kind of offered up there now. Obviously it's needing adjusted slightly, and I've drew black lines to get a rough idea of where everything's going. That way I can grind round about it. Okay, we're an hour and a half away from low tide, and that's us just touched the bottom now. So it's a bit of a mad rush to get this done. That gives us about another 3 hours before we're floating again. And the Sikaflex, or the Plumber's Gold, takes about an hour. So aye, let's crack on. Now this is looking quite grotty. It's an area that I've still got to work on yet. But this here is the old through hull. That was one that was in there before I had the boat. So I'm going to take that one out and going to put the new one in, hopefully. It's kind of difficult to film in here at the same time, so I might try to, I'll stick a camera somewhere and hopefully I'll get some footage. If not, I'll come back in when it's done. Right, let's see if I can get these out. Hopefully the depth sounder actually fits in this one and I don't have to rip the whole thing out, but I don't think we're that lucky. We'll not be long in finding out. This one still works. And that's kind of clogged up for some reason. Right, I'm going to have to go and cut the Sikaflex out of there. I sealed it up at some point, so aye, I'll have to cut that out of there, but first I'm going to see if the new one fits it. No, unfortunately not. It's just too big. This one's 1.5 inches and that one's inch, I think. So let's see if I can get this off. I don't know how good the footage is going to be on this because, as I said, it's just a wee dark hole. So the multi-tool, please. Now, just for quickness, I'm going to zip this off. Aye, I thought so much. It's Sikaflexed in. It's not going anywhere. Whoever put that in done a proper job. Ow. That wasn't in the plan. Now then. Now I'm going to have to cut a new hole in this to get it to fit. I'm in a wee bit of a hurry. As I said, we've only got 3 hours, so 3 hours maximum. This has all got to be cleaned and dried. Right, I'm going to have to go on the outside now and clear that up. Now then, I'll go and grab the one for the other side. Now, that's that on. I'm going to give it 20 minutes just to kick a wee bit, and then I'm going to tighten it right down, and that should be that. Hopefully that's has now got a depth sounder and temperature and speed over ground. Aye, happy days. Now it's only April, and you can see the growth on it already. Thousands and thousands of tiny barnacles. So one of the jobs very soon is to get her back on this beach, get her scraped off again, get her cleaned and sanded, and then get her anti-filled. I mean, there's entire bits of kelp on it. So aye, Sally's just going round scraping everything now. Now, as you can see, I've got it tabbed in all round, and it's plenty strong enough. And now I'm moving up to bigger bits just to give it even more strength. I mean, it's properly in there. I put 5 layers of fiberglass in, and I put thickened epoxy on all the corners, just to put a fillet in there so that the fiberglass adheres and contours to the curves properly. I'm really happy with it. With the temperature that day, I mean, it was 25 degrees. I even got a touch of sunburn. So, it dried really fast. It kicked and it went good and hard. And it's fully sealed up, so there's no leaks anymore coming from that side of things, which is really good. And I never filmed it, but on the inside, there's actually a lot of storage space in there, and there's a lot of space for me to put the steering controls, the hydraulics, and the engine controls, or the cables will go in through there. So there's plenty of space for that, and it's all good and dry, and there's storage on the inside to boot. So, really happy with the way it went. It's needing a lot of work. You know, it's needing some fairing compound, it's needing some sanding, and then it's needing some gel coat and paint. But it's a work in progress, but happy with the progress so far. Now, as you can see, I'm on the Orca core here, and I'm going in to change the instruments. I quite like having the water temperature up on the instruments, because quite often I go diving for scallops or lobsters and things. And when you're free diving for lobsters and scallops, you want to know what the temperature is so that you don't dive into 2 degree water. Um, it really was as easy as going in and editing the instrument panel and bringing on the water temperature, as you can see. And now I've got my heading, I've got my speed over ground, I've got depth, which is absolutely essential in this area. As I said, we go through a lot of small tributaries, and especially around the Hebrides and things, there's a lot of kind of nooks and crannies that we go into that are very tidal. You can get in easily in high tide, but in lower tide they absolutely dry out and things. So, the depth sounder is absolutely essential. And then I've got water temperature. So it gives me a lot of confidence in the boat now. I've actually got a working system here that I can rely on, that's safe, you know. And the more I use the Orca core, the happier I am with it. We're going to get AIS on it, and we're going to get the wind instruments in it as well. So it really is starting to feel like a boat that we can take over the English Channel. Um, and we've got instruments there that we can rely on through the Orca core. So, really happy at that. And the water temperature there is saying 12, but it's actually 15 degrees by the time I get into the mooring. So that, as you'll see, that comes in handy, because I've got to go diving for that tiller bar. And I initially thought it was kind of between 10 and 20 feet, but actually I put my spare anchor down to help me get down faster on one breath, and there's 25 metres of anchor chain there, so it was at least 25 metres that I went down. And I felt my ears pop, which is usually around the 20 metre mark. So the water temperature is a big help. It also allows me to know, when I'm going fishing for bass or fishing for cod and things, because they like certain temperatures. So it's really handy. And it feels like the boat's starting to come together. I've got instruments, as I said, that I can rely on, that are going to keep us safe. So very happy at that. Now, I've dropped an anchor down there with the chain, right on top of where the tiller bar is. So hopefully I can go down and pull myself down on it and grab that tiller bar. This is a 5mm wetsuit, so it's quite buoyant. Hopefully I can pull myself down. It's I think a 15 kilo anchor, so I should be alright. It's a long way down because it's the high tide. I think we're about 20 metres down, so this is going to be fun.
Hey.
Well, I don't drop it again.
No, that would not be good. Mission accomplished. Now we've got to get you out.
Aye, I've got the rope ladder there. That was well over 20 metres.
Wow.
I could feel my ears pop.
Ooh.
The rope ladder works well too. Good. That's the first chance we've had to use the rope ladder. So, happy days. Well, I'm really happy that transducer went in okay, and it's working away fine on the Orca, which is amazing. So I've got depth, I've got speed, and I've got temperature all on the Orca as well. So it's all in the one place, which is fantastic. We've actually got quite a lot done this week, and a lot more to go. The console still needs a lot of work, but it's on and it's in. So aye, that's the first steps to us getting a steering wheel in. And look behind me, what a beautiful night. Really good week this week. As I said, lots done. I never showed everything. I actually replaced the fuel lines. They were pretty new fuel lines, but the ethanol and the petrol just seems to eat them. So aye. And we got rid of the gas as well, because it's actually that copper pipe, and it's 57-year-old, so aye, it started going pink. So aye, lots done this week, just not all of it on camera.